Hi, Simon Thomas here with Living Lens Images. I'm here today sharing another post-processing tutorial. Now, we're not going to cover a particular technique today, but I wanted to answer a question that I'm hearing a lot, which is how to best go about making sure that the images that we place on Facebook look their best. Facebook tends to resize the images because they want to make sure that people downloading content have access to that content quickly and easily. So whether we like it or not, Facebook is going to compress and change our images once we've uploaded those. But there are things that we can do in advance to make sure that when we do upload our photographs, they look as good as possible. Now, for some of you, this might be a new technique. For others, well, it'll be a refresher. But yeah, well, enough of me talking. Let's get stuck in. So here I'm inside Adobe Bridge. I've got a shot of Lisa and I in Mongolia. The first thing I'm going to do is right click the icon and open with Adobe Photoshop. The image pops up nice and easily. Okay, the very next thing I'm going to head over to image and I'm looking for image size. Now, I've tried a few sizes, but to be honest, the very best size I have found for Facebook photos is 2048 along the image's longest edge. So we don't want to be sharing print ready resolution images, so we're changing the resolution down to an internet favorite of 72, and I'm then going to change the width, which is this image's longest edge, to 2048. Now I've also got bicubic sharper reduction checked, and I've got resample. I'm now hitting OK. Now, as you can see, we lost an awful lot of resolution and size. I'm just going to bring that up to fill the screen again, maybe back it off a fraction. The technique that I like to use now is I'm going to add another layer, apply some sharpening and a blend mode. I'm going to over sharpen it just a little because I know Facebook is going to sample and process this image, and in them doing so, I'm going to lose some of that sharpness. So I'm hitting Command J on my keyboard inside of Photoshop. I think it's Control J on Windows. And I'm coming up to Filter. And on this image, I'm going to choose Sharpen and the Smart Sharpen. Now, luckily for me, it's remembered the last time I used this tool. And again, each image is going to be a little bit different, but these are settings that generally work for me. Amount 250, radius 0.2. Reduce noise 0, remove lens blur. Again, that will vary, but this seems to work well for the images I'm putting out there, and again, I'm sure they'll work well for you too. And we're going to hit OK. What we're then going to do is come up into this dialog box inside of Photoshop where we can choose blend modes, and I'm going to come down to luminosity. I'm then heading over to the opacity slider, and I'm going to back the opacity down to about 80%. And that for now is all we're going to do inside our Photoshop. So we've loaded our image, we've taken it down to a Facebook appropriate size, we've increased its sharpness using a layer luminosity in 80%. What we're then doing is heading over to Photoshop File, and instead of save as or save a copy, try export. And we are looking for what should be the third option down, save for web. And inside mine, I have legacy. All right, save for web. You can save as JPEG, but what I've also found works very, very well is saving it as a PNG, a PNG file. Choose the 24-bit version, transparency is ticked, everything else stays as is. And if you haven't already converted the file to sRGB, not a problem. Inside of the Save for Web dialog box, you have an option that says Convert for sRGB. Now, you might be asking, well, why are we doing that? Because screens the world over, irrespective of whether it's Windows or Mac or Android or an iPhone or a smartphone of any kind, they like to see sRGB as the preferred color profile. I can double check my size is 2048. My height looks great. I've got an image file of 4.9 megabytes. Yeah, it's a little large, but it's not really printable. It's only 72 dpi, and I know this image is going to look great when it gets onto Facebook. I then hit save, and it's going to say, hey, where do you want me to save this to? Let me just resize my option, and I'm going to put it inside a folder that I've already made called Facebook Post 2022, and I'm simply going to hit save. And that is it. My image is in there, it's done, it's ready to go onto Facebook, and I hope you found that useful. As a process, we're looking at probably under 2 minutes, but that is one of the options I found works great, and I hope will work great for you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. If you found the video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to make sure you pick up on the next and latest tutorial releases. We'll see you soon.